Welcome back, guys, to another Salty Circus. It's gonna be a little bit of a different type of video today. You can thank this one lady, another artist. Now, I followed her on Instagram because I liked her art. I follow art accounts to look at art, not politics. That's a whole nother separate part of my life. But here it is. She's got a Trump supporter, obviously an old white guy, and in his head, because this is what's in all Trump supporters' heads, is, the silhouette of Trump and the action arm of the Democratic Party, the KKK. I don't know why that would be in Republicans' heads, though, because the KKK is a Democratic group. So I'm a little bit confused, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I just don't understand art. It's really scary in there. There's like guns and fires and a torn up American flag, and everything's just the way he wants it, this guy. Just looking at his white picket fence because he hates immigrants. So I saw this and I'm like, oh brother, let's look at what she says about it. She gets this whole speech on, and but one of the things she says is, Trump was declared president on my birthday a few years back, and that was the day my depression began. I think you're just being dramatic. Also, you're not even American, you're Canadian, you live in Canada, so shut up, eh? Before I come out there and kill your moose, and drink all your maple. That's not a very good accent, I know. I'm just trying to... So, big unfollow, because she's being a stupid hoe. And I decided to paint a picture myself in response to this. So, without further ado, let me paint you a picture. At the end of the day, I believe we all want the same thing. We want peace. The thing is, we have different ideas about how to get there. That leads us to depicting the other side as evil or corrupt. We don't see the other perspective most of the time. Well, I've seen both sides and been on both sides. The reason I went from being a democratic socialist to being now a proud conservative Republican is not because I'm racist or sexist or classist. Not because I believe I am superior due to my skin color or how much money I have. I'm a proud conservative because of my morals and values and ethics, and because I believe that our rights should be protected and never infringed upon. It has nothing to do with my sex, class, or skin color. I believe that in this life, the only peace we can truly experience is on a personal level, and is a result of making personal choices that lead to inner peace. Others believe that peace is something that can be forced. The only way to enable true peace is by creating an environment where people have the freedom to make their own choices, which can lead to peace. True, lasting peace cannot be and is not forced. Peace, like any other law of the universe, is experienced by those who choose to adhere to the rules and morals upon which peace is predicated. Chaos is also a choice, and it's merciless. It enslaves and it takes. Chaos has no rules, no standards, and no morals. Freedom is the ability to choose between the two. And if you want to paint me as a racist, Nazi, Bible-thumping bigot because I believe these things, well, let me paint you a picture. These are the same reasons that I support Trump. Although he doesn't have much of a filter, he is the embodiment of America. He says what's on his mind and doesn't care about what other people think. We've never had a president in history with this level of authenticity that Trump has. This is what we need more of in America, now more than ever. We should not accept the teachings that we should avoid and be afraid of opinions. We should not accept someone else telling us what we should and should not say to certain people, what politically correct term is most inclusive, or what kind of narrative we need to wear and abide by every time we interact with another member of society. We need to stop thinking in terms of race, sex, and class, and start thinking in terms of morals and values and ethics and content of character. We need to stop telling white people that they can't say the N-word because they're white. And we need to start telling people that they shouldn't say the N-word because it's profanity. Because once you start to pick and choose who is allowed to do or say what, that's discrimination. And it's not reverse discrimination, it's just discrimination. Just plain discrimination, plain racism, plain sexism. There's no such thing as reverse any of those. Because equality should never be described as the outcome, but as the opportunity. Because one is about controlling the variables and one is about the freedom of choice. Because one leads to cheating and one leads to accepting the consequences. Because one becomes chaos and one becomes peace. And if you want to paint me as a racist, Nazi, Bible-thumping bigot, because I believe these things while knowing everyone might not start out at the same place, well, let me paint you a picture. The ones who once began their entire party to abolish slavery are now the ones who are called racist. The ones who refuse to enable unhealthy behaviors, such as those associated with gender dysphoria, are called bigots. The ones who abide by God's law of gender roles and revere their housewives and who protect and provide for their women and children are called misogynists. The ones who have dark skin and who support the President of the United States, their president, they are called Uncle Tom or Oreos because they're white on the inside, and apparently that's a thing, and a terrible one. The ones who are women and are unsupportive of third-wave feminism and desire more to stay at home and raise children instead of protesting against their beloved men are called brainwashed. The ones who put their lives on the line every day for the sake of protecting the lives of the citizens of the United States are called pigs. Meanwhile, the ones who have companies all over the world supporting them with rainbow flag icons are called oppressed. The ones who nonchalantly engage in non-committal sex with multiple partners are called empowered. The ones who falsely accuse innocent men of rape are called brave. The ones who steal personal property, such as a MAGA hat, right off someone's head and damage it and while being violent and crass are called warriors. And if you want to paint me as a racist, Nazi, Bible-thumping bigot because I believe that these things are backward, well, let me paint you a picture. We believe in one God and are accused of hating those of other beliefs while being repeatedly mocked about God being a woman. The difference between what Democrats define as offensive and what Republicans define as offensive lies in the intent. A red MAGA hat is not offensive. Mocking God surpasses every level of the word. Never have I seen the deliberate intent to disrespect and attack a group based on their religion so viciously occur in my life. My fellow Christians and I constantly fall victim to the unfair and untrue narratives placed around us by none other than the Liberal Democrat Party. At the end of the day, I'm not sure we all want the same thing. Peace. It is clear now more than ever that we've never had the same goal of peace or true equality. Nothing has changed the Democratic Party. They still obsess over race, sex, class, and use identity politics as their primary method of writing policy. Only now, you can't get into a school or program or scholarship on the basis of your white skin instead of black. The Democrats have never stopped obsessing over race and have been angrily playing the label card ever since we took away their slaves. And if you want to paint me as a racist, Nazi, Bible-thumping bigot because I haven't conformed to the hive mind of nonsense, well, then let me paint you a picture.